it is comfy. Wait, Ellen, I like it or not. Alright, so you said you're gonna start, so I'll let you start it off. Kick it off.
Welcome to episode 3. I'm such an effing lady. Broadcasting from the couch. So this evening, we're gonna go a moment back in history. That's what we're gonna do this Wednesday. First, I want to give everybody that I was talking about the insomnia the other day on the last show. So I wanted to give an update to the people about that sleepy time tea. It worked great. So I'm gonna definitely hit Miss Keontae up because I need to order a batch of it. I'm using some tonight, and it worked amazingly. It made me slowly feel sleepy. Like it wasn't something like, you know, where you take a pill or something and it just knocks you out. It was like a gradual, you know, it was very comfortable.
I have to excuse myself for just a moment, John.
Okay, so tonight we're going to dedicate this show to Taisha. She left us a message and she loved our history lesson. Thank you, girl. And we can't wait to get you on the couch once we're not quarantined anymore.
Taisha Essex.
And she said she lives in Georgia, so tonight is for you, and we're covering Georgia tonight.
And we're drinking some rosé.
And we're drinking some rosé because tonight got a little heavy in our research, so tonight got a little heavy in our research, so we had to get a little something stronger than tea tonight.
Just for tonight.
Just for tonight.
Fruit and cheese.
Just for tonight. So we'll be back to our tea tomorrow. So, a little history in Georgia. The colony of Georgia was founded in 1732. It was one of the last of England's American colonies to be founded, and it was the only colony founded in the 18th century. So, originally there was an Indian village alongside the the old Tamaha River. I don't know if I said it correctly, but if you go do some research, you can see the word and see how you like to pronounce it. Otamaha.
Y'all go ahead and decipher that and give us the correct pronunciation.
How you think it's pronounced. But either way, it was originally in the Indian village, and then the British came along, and you know how that goes. You know how that goes.
Colonizers.
Right. The colonizers came in the late 15 to 1600s, went on and took that over. So they established Fort King George along the banks of the river, but it only lasted about 6 years. More than 140 British soldiers died from malaria, malnutrition, and at the hands of the Indians. Now, one interesting thing I found while I was doing research was when they came and colonized it after the British came and colonized it, they wanted to make it like a place for the downtrodden to come over and, you know, make their way. And so slavery was prohibited. In the very beginning, when Georgia was first founded, slavery was prohibited. So anybody could come and, you know, make a way, get a little piece of land and you know, try to make a way. So slavery became legal 1754. Once the man that was ruling over at that time, he saw that it wasn't going to work the way he wanted it to, you know, with no slavery, and it just wasn't working. So he went on back to Britain. Someone else took over, and slavery was then legal. So I just wanted to give, you know, that little nice history lesson about Georgia just for you, Taisha, because that's where you're at and you liked our history lesson. And I just thought it was really, I haven't heard too many places where it was prohibited.
No, especially in the South.
In the South? Georgia? Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Some of the northern states, slavery was cool, and they had slaves. So yeah, especially in the South.
In the South, in Georgia,
absolutely.
You know, I thought that
Deep
was
South.
really deep South. So I thought that was really amazing. But really, most of the episode, because it went real deep, like we said, most of the episode is going to be more like a family history. I'm going to hand it over to Yen in just a second. And, you know, she did her own, we always do different research. We don't really do it together. It's funny how it works that it comes together in the end, and we end up doing things that correlate with each other. But she ended up doing some family research, and it got really deep. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Yin and let her give you a little history in our family, and I'm going to sit back and listen as well.
My heart is beating so fast right now. But I give thanks for being able to share this with you.
Thanks, yes.
And you all as well. On Sunday, May 16th, 1918, a white planter, sharecropper, in Brooks County or Lowndes County, Georgia, where the county seat is Valdosta, where my family is from. His name was Hampton Smith, and somehow he was murdered. Well, the white people in the town were not having it, and they were very upset, so they rounded up about 13 Negroes, and, you know, they went about lynching and hanging them and brutalizing them and mutilating their bodies and eventually killing 13 people that weekend. And it's called the, excuse me, the Hayes-Turner lynching site. There's a Hayes-Turner lynching site, but it's called something else. Let me make sure I get it correct. The Mary Turner and the lynching rampage of 1918. That's what the marker says on State Road 122 in Georgia, Lowndes County. So anyway, how we are, you know, connected to this is Hayes Turner. His name was Hazel B. Turner. Hazel B. Hayes Turner was born August 15th, 1892. To John Wheeler Turner and Charlotte Gay Turner, who is the direct ancestor of us. He was captured and lynched over there on Morven and Barney Roads down there in Valdosta. And he was one of the 13 that were hanged and mutilated and killed. He was only 25 at the time, and his wife was 8 months pregnant. Her name was Mary Hayes, and that's the mile marker is after her. She was heard to have said that she wanted to prosecute whoever was responsible for killing her husband and, you know, mutilating his body and hanging him and leaving him there for like overnight. I think they left him there for like a day or so, because she was killed on Sunday by noon. By noon, someone had already heard that she had said this and wanted to prosecute, and by noon, when she was trying to get away, they had already captured her and, you know, was getting ready to hang her. She was 8 months pregnant. She was only 21 years old. She was doused with gasoline and with motor oil from their cars, the mob, wherever they were. She was doused with this motor oil and gasoline so that her clothes were, before her clothes were burned off her body, she was tied up by her ankles upside down into the tree. So, you know, women in those days definitely wore a dress. So if she's tied upside down, she's like all exposed as well, wouldn't she be? Right, okay, so she's 8 months pregnant.
Wow.
And they burned the clothes from her body. All the time that she's going through this, enduring this, she and her baby are still alive. being burned, your clothes burned off your body, hung upside down, and all the blood rushing to your head. I mean, just could you imagine?
With a crowd of people watching.
With a crowd of people cheering
it on.
loving it. You know, oh, I can't wait to...
Grinning and grimacing and smiling.
And just, yes. Let's teach her a lesson. That's what it said in the Associated Press.
Teach her a lesson.
Teach her they were teaching her a lesson.
For her
words. Her husband.
For defending her king.
So, yeah. They not only did that, they also decided it would be a good idea to cut her abdomen, and upon her baby falls on the ground, cries maybe 2-3 times, lets out some, weak cries because he's an 8-month-old fetus. He's alive. He or she was alive at the time. One person, excuse me, that's that wine. One person in the mob stepped on the baby's head and crushed his skull. So, they fixed her right over there near Folsom Bridge, over the Little River. That's where it all happened to her. And I learned some other things about Georgia. From 1880 to 1930, as many as 550 people were lynched, mutilated, killed, murdered, gone missing in the state of Georgia. Mama Mary Turner was buried 100 feet from the tree that she was hung from as well. If you want to go and see it, there's a memorial ID number, and that number is 468-496-70, and it is in Georgia in Lowndes County on State Road 122.
We need to take a trip there when we can.
We're definitely going to take a trip there when we, because
we'll take you guys with us.
Very important.
We will definitely record that.
Pay homage to the ancestors.
Yes, Ashe.
What else can I tell you? Just trying to get all the information out so you can,
process
what's going on.
Right.
And, probably at this time.
Wow, that's good. Glad you told me we needed wine this evening.
Yeah, you may probably.
Because we didn't discuss our research with each other. So
that's about the end.
I didn't get to hear this. I got to hear the story with you guys.
That's about the end of my research. I'll give you the link to a video on YouTube that a cousin of mine did about our ancestors. So if you'd like to, read some more about it, in the description, I'll give you the link for that as well. And, we got to pay homage to the ancestors because it's their shoulders that we stand on. I'm so grateful for the lineage. I'm grateful for the sound mind and body to do the work that they want me to do. And I'm going to continue to walk in the path that they lead me in and shine bright like a diamond like they want me to.
Yes, and continue to give knowledge and to help others pay homage to the ancestors.
Absolutely.
Because they paved the way. They made it possible for us to even be able to do the things we do now.
And we share the knowledge, and it's because we love you.
We love you like we love ourselves. You are a reflection of us.
Absolutely.
You are an extension of us. And we want you to know, because they're not going to tell you.
And maybe, without the DNA swab, you can find out some family history in your background as well and share if you like in the comments. That'll be dope.
We'd love that. That would be so dope.
Because a lot of our families are lost in translation, lost as chattels, so we need to really try to dig deep and find out who we are. And maybe even one day we might be prepared to repatriate and go back to Africa.
Yes, go on back.
Go back. We may not know exactly where we come from, but that is still the motherland.
But that was part of the trick.
That was part
They
of
erased
the trick.
everything from us.
Right.
Knowledge of self.
Absolutely. And the spiritual, especially at the spiritual level.
Mainly at the spiritual level.
Which is what every person deals with on an individual level. For he or she, everybody deals with their spirituality individually, whether they go to church or they go to mosque or they go to synagogue.
Whatever you do.
Always a personal thing.
Yeah.
So if you can get that person at the core of their being, then you really got them.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful and watchful and be prepared. And it's not going to be the same after this quarantine. I promise you.
Life will never be the same as we know.
I promise you.
Well, as we knew it.
So
it's not going to be the same. We're not going to go right back to business as usual, hustling, but it's not going to be like that. There are going to be so many people who don't even have jobs to go back to.
Don't waste that $1,200, y'all.
Don't waste that stimulus check. Don't go buy big screen televisions and unnecessary things.
I'm sorry, food shaming, my bad. But
I don't like cheese puffs.
That part. Don't waste that $1,200, y'all.
But please don't, because you don't know we don't even know when we're not going to be quarantined anymore.
That part. Invest in yourself, your family, and you'll see how things will turn around. Don't be so afraid. Invest
in some stocks right now.
Yeah.
Since the stock market is kind of shaky, stocks that you couldn't afford before, you can afford them now.
Get on
in there, and then when it comes back up, you got some money. You made some money while you were sitting.
Right.
But be wise with your choices right now on how you spend your money, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know when we'll be able to even think we're going to resume life as usual. We don't know what's going to go on.
Don't be fooled.
And then because everybody's in a mass hysteria, I read different things everywhere. How do you know what to believe? You hear one blog or whatever you call them saying this, then you see a article about them saying that. So we don't know if they're going to let us out in June or 2022.
I hope to be making moves upon out of this camp.
I would really like to get far away from all of this, because truthfully, I feel like America's on its way down. It's on its way down.
Babylon, it's gonna fall. It's
on its way down. And I don't want to be going down with it.
No, not really.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's gonna be tragic, and people are gonna start going crazy. You think they're crazy now?
This is nothing. This is the calm before the storm.
Yeah. So get prepared. Don't depend on the grocery store. Save your seeds.
We posted a few videos today of us out. We were out getting seeds and plants. We're about to aerate the ground, turn over our compost pile, and we're going to start our garden. And we're going to go on and let you guys start it with us.
That's right.
If you want to, go ahead and get you some seeds and find you a spot that, if you have room available, and we can start our gardens together.
You can do it on a windowsill.
You can do it wherever, but we need to learn to be self-sufficient. Absolutely. We need to get back to being self-sufficient.
Can you fish? Can you stoke a fire? Can you,
can you garden?
Tent? Can you garden?
Because just putting seeds in the ground will not yield.
No. Well, the way you keep your houseplants will tell if you can garden or not.
That's not going to yield fruit just because you put seeds in the ground.
The way you keep your houseplants will telltale sign is the gardener you are going to be.
Because what if, just for the sake of conversation, what if they decide money is now obsolete? Okay,
like
money is now obsolete.
In Argentina,
throwing money on the ground. It's not worth anything anymore. So now, what are you going to do? What do you have to barter? What skill do you have to barter?
Right.
Think about it.
Think about what you have to offer to your community first.
Right. Because that's when we're going to need to come together.
First, of course.
That's when we're going to need to come together.
Right.
As a people.
But everybody can't go, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Please say that again for the people in the back.
Okay, wait. Everybody can't go, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and so
everybody ain't for you.
Some of y'all
for us actually
would have shot you down.
Everybody ain't for us. And just think about it, cousin. every black leader that was taken down, who were they taken down by?
Us.
Their skin folk.
Yeah. You know,
They were infiltrated from the inside.
To cause dissension and get it in the right place, to get close to and be there.
Because that's coming too.
Oh yes, it is.
That time is coming. The ancestors are upset. The ancestors are upset, and they are waking people up at alarming rates.
Well, we've been so lackadaisical and very lazy and complacent and used to our instant gratification society and pushing buttons and things like that.
Yes.
So, you know, we don't know nothing about no hard work.
Nothing.
Washing no dishes.
Nothing.
Washing no car. I've never mowed a lawn.
I haven't. Well, I did. My dad had the little riding mower that you can ride on. So I rode the mower on the lawn. I've never pushed one. But that was fun for me. You know, I grew up on a horse ranch, so, you know.
I clipped hedges.
I cleaned horse stalls on the weekend, so, you know.
Yeah, that part. But everybody has to pull their weight.
Do you know how to hunt?
That part.
Because I just,
we're very scary though. Like, in nature, we're scared of bugs, we're scared of lizards, we're scared of snakes,
everything.
We're scared of raccoons, we're scared of possums, we're scared of
everything.
cats,
you might need to be catching you a possum.
We're scared of birds. We're scared of everything. Like,
but look, I just saw an article that the meat supply, all the factories are shutting down, and the meat supply is dwindling.
What y'all gonna
if the people can't process meat, what y'all gonna do? What y'all meat eaters gonna do? I'm not saying y'all, like, I'm not one.
I eat meat too.
I eat meat, but
I live down south. I know farmers.
What's gonna happen when you can't go to the store and get meat off the shelf anymore?
I live down south. I know farmers. I don't know what y'all gonna do.
Because if you look on our video, there's a lot of stuff that's not on the shelves and not being restocked.
That part. That part. Let's not be so dependent. Let's be more self-sufficient. Like Yang said.
I mean, we need to really think about it, and we need to be about us.
Yes.
About us.
And it starts at home.
It starts at home.
Charity begins at home. It's so true.
We need to get back to that community, that village.
That's right. Taking
that
care
village.
of each other.
That's why they keep us separated and divided and mad at each other and fighting, because divided
they conquer.
We falling because we're divided.
Right.
They don't want us to be united and stand. Absolutely. But maybe this time while we're quarantined is the time for us to maybe think about what's really going on. Think about the big picture. Think about how we're already totally dependent on them right now.
Yes.
They have us in the house. We can't go outside. Some places they're talking about if you don't have your mask on, you're getting fined.
Yeah, yes. If you're caught out in the street after the curfew, you're getting fined. Yeah, it's some people don't have lights right now.
It's getting real.
You know, like, imagine not having lights.
And they're rocking us to sleep slowly.
Now
they're doing it in a wave. They're doing it in a wave. They're not going to just bam, throw it at us. Yeah. They're doing it in a wave.
So that we want the vaccine.
Slowly.
So that we want the test. So that we can go to the grocery store. So that
we can go to work.
We'll want it. We'll beg for it.
Please
give me a chip. I've got to go back to work.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Even though I'm a master crochet artist and I can crochet anything and everything on the planet that anybody could ever imagine.
Every new baby has a whole hat, a whole outfit. Custom from me.
And then when my hands start hurting, I can teach other people. And then, that's, generating income and so on and so on. Something like that. Along the lines of that.
Let's think about our gifts
maybe
right now.
Give out your gifts for free, not so much. I'm gonna charge you,
or maybe barter.
And barter.
Somebody might have something you need or you want.
There has to be an equal exchange. Yes. I'm not saying give it out for free.
It doesn't always have to be money.
It doesn't always have to be money.
Yes.
But there always has to be an exchange.
Always.
So
fair exchange is no robbery.
Think about that. Think about that. Those of us who have gifts, those of us who are in professional professions that, we may not be able to go back to, something that we can do in our homes. Why not get an apprentice?
Yeah.
Like they used to do back in the day. Get you a little high school senior that didn't graduate
Mm-hmm.
Them babies not graduating this year.
Mm-hmm.
Help them out. Yeah, them babies not graduating. They're not marching this year.
No.
They're not walking across the stage this year.
No.
Engineers, teach these babies.
Yeah.
You know, y'all got it. We got it. We have the resources.
We do.
We're amazing. The resources.
We're amazing.
So it's now time for us to use them or lose them, because it's coming a time when you're going to have to make a choice. So why not go in and make the choice on your own instead of being forced to make a choice?
Now's the time, while you're stuck in the house, to harness your gifts. Now's the time to think about, what can I do? What skill do I have that will benefit me and my family?
And you owe it to the ancestors. We owe it to the ancestors. I speak for myself.
All of us, yes.
We owe it to the ancestors and the elders that are still here,
yes,
that paved the way for us.
Yes.
There's no excuse.
The ones that have lost their lives.
Absolutely.
For us to be here, the ancestors lost their lives. For us to be where they've been bitten by dogs and lynched and burnt. And on Sunday, they go find one and hang them up, and the whole family, women, children, and men, sitting by a burning body, having a picnic.
Pick a nigga.
Our ancestors went through that just so we don't have to step off the sidewalk when a white man walks by. Or drink out of a different water fountain.
But see, well, yeah.
They did do that for that. We both feel differently about the whole integration thing.
Yeah.
We both feel differently about it, but I'm just saying, at that time they felt it was right.
I don't want to drink out your water fountain.
But at that time they felt it was right, and that's what they fought for.
Some of them. Because
I'm cool with segregation. On our own terms.
Yeah, I don't want to integrate.
I'm cool with it.
Water fountain.
In 2020, I'm cool with segregation on our own terms. I really am. I think that's where our downfall came, when we integrated. But either way, I'm just saying, too many people lost their lives for better for us, for what they thought was better. Yes. They thought that was the better thing for us, and they fought for it, and they sacrificed. Now we know it's not the better thing for us, so now it's our time to fight and sacrifice for our children that are coming up, so that they can have it better than we do, because we're not free. It's still not, I mean, it's better in a sense, but not really.
I mean, we got more technology.
I mean, that's it.
You know?
Yeah, we have more technology.
That's about it. More technology, more access to housing that we didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
We could drive better car. Well, we were always driving great cars.
I mean, you know.
But, yeah, that's about it. They still look at us as monkeys.
We're still 3/4 of a human. 3/5, 3/4.
Whether it's on paper or not.
It's in the...
So, yeah, that's
it's from the beginning, that's what we were.
It's like very deep. It's a soul thing. And, we talk about how we suffer, but imagine how they suffer as well. Because how can you be a human and not value another human?
It's easy to not value another human when they're not even human.
You have to dehumanize.
You don't even look at them as human.
In order to process that in your head, don't you? If you have some type of heart.
You have to.
Yeah.
Especially a baby. When you can feed a baby to an alligator live.
Step on a baby's head.
You have to be savage.
Dehumanize a person in order to do something.
That's the only way.
Because if, you did that to a pregnant dog with 8 puppies in her stomach, and it would have been throwing blood on everybody and stuff. So, it's kind of like a weird psyche. I feel sorry I feel sorry for people who don't understand this, understand this. I feel sorry for you.
I do.
I feel sorry for you.
I do.
But that's about all I wanted to share with you all this evening. I don't know if Mike wants to say anything else and wrap it up, or
it's been a heavy evening. Mm-hmm. Again, thank you, Taisha, for your inspiration on us doing our history night on Georgia. Not only did we find out some pretty interesting facts about Georgia, but we had a little family history moment. So
Ashe.
it was a great evening. We thank you for joining us. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Mojuba Egungun. That's it. Give thanks to the ancestors.
Give thanks to the ancestors.
And honor your elders.
Please.
And love yourself and each other.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I want to say.
Well,
all right.
Thank you for joining us.
Peace.
For another episode on Broadcasting from the Couch.
Word up.
And we'll see you next time. Peace out.
That was awesome. Those were awesome.